This clip has gone viral. A man on the street asks a young protester to name 3 countries that are better than the United States. She pauses, thinks, and says, "I don't know."
You believe the United States is the best country in the world?
No.
Can you name me 3 countries better?
Not really.
Let's be clear, this wasn't an honest question. It was a gotcha moment. No context, no curiosity, just a mental trap. Then another man chimes in, mocking her intelligence, suggesting that if she can't name better countries, her protest and her ideas must be invalid.
Well, that sums up the left pretty quickly. You know, if you want to believe in something, even when it's silly like this, maybe bring some evidence to support your claim, because America is the best country in the world. There's not a country that has more economic and cultural influence than the United States. And granted, we've only been a country for, 200 years?
But consider this. Most young Americans have never left the U.S. unless it was to go party somewhere or to watch sports. They don't spend enough time in those countries to objectively form a personal opinion, and many public schools barely teach world history. How is she supposed to know? What she did is give an honest answer to a dishonest gotcha question. So what does the young man identifying as a right-winger cite as proof of U.S. superiority? 2 vague terms, economic influence and cultural influence. That's it. Economic influence means using financial tools to shape or control other countries. Trade wars, conditional foreign aid, sanctions and other coercive means to cause instability in less powerful nations. Trump, during his first term, used trade threats like weapons against China, and Biden continued the economic coercion, just in a different tone, being a more polished Decepticon. But during this second Trump term, the belligerence is louder than ever for all to see and hear. Foreign aid? It is rarely for humanitarian reasons, but as a means of control and blackmail. It is often, do what we say or lose the check. Now let's talk about cultural influence. America's biggest export isn't just pop music and rap videos or the smut peddled by Hollywood. It's ideas, narratives, propaganda. Netflix and similar platforms are full of content glorifying U.S. foreign policy, often sanitized by the CIA and Pentagon. Meanwhile, American black culture influences the world, but white corporations reap the profits while racially showcasing people like P. Diddy and Kanye to give the illusion of inclusion. Let's not forget, the United States ranks far below many of its rivals and so-called adversaries in literacy and access to education. In fact, some of the countries, despite having endured U.S. military aggression or decades of crippling sanctions, still manage to provide better for their citizens than the U.S. does for its own. If Donald Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill passes Congress, the poverty rate in the U.S. is likely to rise, as it proposes even deeper cuts to the social safety net. Let's talk about metrics that actually matter. Many of the nations the U.S. labels as communist adversaries, such as China, Russia, Cuba, and Vietnam, are more accurately described as socialist democracies. Despite decades of U.S.-imposed sanctions aimed at weakening them, these countries have consistently outperformed the United States in several key areas over the past 30-plus years. When it comes to real-life issues like poverty rates, literacy rates, medical debt, incarceration rates, higher education affordability, violent crime, homelessness, the United States regularly ranks near the bottom when compared to these so-called adversaries. So maybe the young woman likely has never lived anywhere but the United States and gave the honest answer. That doesn't make her wrong about the issues working-class people face here at home. The real problem? Most Americans are taught to feel superior without ever stopping to ask, superior by what measure? It's an ideology. Whether it's called American Exceptionalism, as Biden refers to it, or traced back to its roots in white supremacist ideology, an ideology Trump emboldened by making people proud to be openly racist, the mindset has always been there. Neither Trump nor Biden invented it, they just brought it back to the surface most recently by supporting genocide through their Israeli proxy in Gaza. What was once refined and deceptive is now loud and unapologetic. The truth doesn't often go viral, but it matters. America's greatest export might be its image, but behind the image is a nation ranked far lower than it likes to admit. And if we want to fix that, we need truth, not flag-waving and partisan gotcha moments. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more media that thinks critically, not just virally.